Hey, what is up, mortals? Zigzag here with a new video for you. Welcome to part 1 of What If Naruto Was Part of the Inuzuka clan. I just want to greet you guys and invite you to sit back and relax. You're in for a treat. So, we begin. Konoha was bathed in flames, the attack of the nine-tailed fox evident even after its malicious presence was gone. Large sections of the forest were lost to a raging wildfire, and dozens of buildings were reduced to rubble. The bodies of those who died in the attack littered the village, and those who remained searched desperately for survivors. The loss of their leader, the fourth Hokage, hit them hard, and the third Hokage desperately scrambled to bring some order to the rescue efforts. Tsume looked out at Konoha, watching as the ninja ran from location to location using water jutsu to prevent any fire which may spread, and they cleared the rubble using earth jutsu with hints of desperation. She then looked into the room she was in, at the crib which held a small child named Naruto Uzumaki, whose mother, Kushina Uzumaki, was a close friend who she met when they were assigned to the same genin team several years ago. A child that she was assigned as the guardian of, according to the will she was given nearly an hour ago, officially documented and signed by both of Naruto's parents, Kushina and Minato. Tsume sighed and shook her head slightly, shaking herself out of her contemplation. Never one for second-guessing herself, she decided that if Kushina and Minato trusted her to the degree that they wanted her to be their child's guardian, she'd make sure that trust was well-founded. As she walked down the halls, the bustle of nurses and medic invisible as they struggled to accommodate for the large amount of injured, Tsume mentally listed the different things she would need to be able to take care of the newborn Naruto. Suddenly thankful for her previous experience with her own two children, as she knew she would have found the task far more daunting without it. She knew that the rest of the clan wouldn't have any issues with Naruto, even if she accounted for the fact that he was a Jinchuriki. Tsume herself trusted Minato's work, and her clan knew the difference between Naruto and the Nine-Tails. In addition, the Inuzuka clan itself wasn't hit that hard from the attack, compared to other ninja and civilians, having notably fewer casualties, as the clan's speed and enhanced senses lent well to search and rescue efforts, which kept most of the clan from the front lines themselves. Besides, Tsume whispered to herself, eyes narrowing, anyone with a grudge who tried anything would have the whole clan to deal with. We protect our own. As the years passed, she raised Naruto along with her own newborn son, Kiba. It was easy to protect him, as it was extremely difficult for anyone to break into the Inuzuka compounds, as all Inuzuka had heightened senses, and the clan was notorious for having produced excellent trackers. Most who might have had a grudge were civilians, who held a grudge but had no real way of acting on it. Any ninja who held a grudge refrained from action, and mostly just avoided Naruto and those associated with him, particularly Tsume and her children. But the Inuzuka clan's loyalty to each other kept any of them from feeling notably isolated. When Naruto and Kiba both grew old enough, they met with various newborn ninken to find a partner for the rest of their life. Kiba easily found his own partner, a pup named Akamaru. But Naruto, while comfortable with the older ninken, couldn't find a pup to partner with, all of them uncomfortable around him due to the nine-tails sealed inside him, though the reason for their discomfort was unknown to him. Don't worry, Naruto. We'll find you a partner soon. It'll just take a bit more effort than usual. Tsume had a suspicion on what the issue was, and as nighttime fell, she left the clan compound to search the nearby woods, which were peaceful, yet lively with wildlife. After about an hour, she discovered a fox den tucked out of the way, and smirked slightly to herself, pleased with her findings. The next day, she brought Naruto out into the woods with both herself and her ninken Kuromaru under the guise of wanting to train his tracking skills, and slowly guided him to the fox den. When they were nearby, Naruto noticed the den and ran to take a closer look. Tsume, confident in her ability to grab him should something go wrong, let him. Her theory quickly proved correct when she heard Naruto's laughter and saw him pick up a small fox kit from the den, with the other foxes having crowded around him. Mom, they're so cute, and they're really friendly. Naruto laughed slightly and started to pet the rest of the foxes, though the first fox kit he picked up stayed in his arms. content to nap there. After an hour passed, Naruto, slightly frowning, watched the foxes re-enter their den. A look of longing flashed across his face briefly, before he turned to leave with Sume and Kurumaru. After they took a few steps, he heard a small yip, and turned around to see the fox kit he was holding earlier ran back to him, and pawed his leg, a sign to be picked up. With a smirk, Sume said, "Seems the kit wants to come with. If you want, he could be your partner. You two certainly get along well enough." At this, Naruto smiled, and bent down to pick up the kit, and as they walked home, a smile spread across his face, even as Sume mentioned some of the difficulties he would face with his partner, as one of the Inuzuka. After they arrived back at the compound, Naruto looked at the fox kit, asleep in his arms, and with a smile, softly said, "Oromaru, that's his name." Before we get back to the video, I'd like to talk about our new channel, Celestia, our channel dedicated to all things Dungeons & Dragons. Currently, we have a series breaking down the different spells in D&D, and soon we'll be starting some new series as well. So, if you're a fan of D&D, or have an interest in learning about it, check it out. Additionally, if there's something you've always wanted to see get made into a video, head over there and leave a comment mentioning it. After Naruto found his partner, he and Kiba quickly started to work on learning the Inuzuka clan's fighting style and techniques in earnest. And in the process, they learned how to work with their newfound partners. When compared to each other, Kiba picked up the Inuzuka's fighting style quicker, but Naruto managed to keep pace with his brother relatively well, and Oromaru served as a surprisingly diligent partner. The two pairs often sparred with each other while under supervision, most often with Sume being the one who watched them. However, even with his success at learning the Inuzuka techniques, Naruto was still unable to perform the clone technique, one of the required techniques to graduate the academy. Even the instruction of Sume and the other Inuzuka failed to remedy this, and Naruto proved unable to make even a single clone that wasn't sickly or distorted. Naruto dropped to the ground, dejected after yet another session of practice which only ended in failure. "I can't get it!" Naruto shouted, frustration bleeding into his voice. "No matter how much I practice, at best they come out distorted and useless, and graduation is only a week away." Sume, who oversaw Naruto's training, frowned slightly and replied, "I know it's frustrating, but shouting won't help solve anything." She walks to him and helps him up, and said, "I think I figured out what exactly your problem is, though. Unlike most genin, you just have far too much chakra for the standard clone jutsu to work, at least with your current level of chakra control. As you are right now, you simply won't be able to use this jutsu." At this, Naruto, feeling desperation start to claw at his mind, said, "But without it, I can't pass the academy exams! I'll fail for the 3rd time! And if I don't pass this time, I won't ever be able to be a ninja!" And let himself fall down to the ground, staring up at the sky. As she watched him fall down to the ground, Sume sighed and said, "I said you won't ever be able to master the standard clone jutsu. That doesn't mean you won't be able to learn a different one." At this, Naruto perked up slightly and lifted his head to look at her, as hope shined in his eyes. As she saw she had his attention, she continued on. "There are several different versions of clone jutsu, and now that I've figured out the issues you have, I can easily get the Hokage's permission to teach you a specific version of the jutsu, the Shadow Clone Jutsu. Unlike the standard clone jutsu taught in the academy, it requires far more chakra to use. But the clones are solid, and can even perform their own jutsu. The Inuzuka clan uses them for our higher level techniques, so I can teach it to you myself. It should fill the requirements for a clone jutsu, and let you graduate." Sume let a small smile spread across her face as Naruto leapt up from his position on the ground, his exhaustion and frustration forgotten in the wake of this discovery. After this, Sume dismissed Naruto for the rest of the day, and went to the Hokage's office to gain official permission to teach him the Shadow Clone Jutsu. And the Hokage, after hearing of the reason, allowed Naruto to be taught the jutsu, and even gave permission for Naruto to learn the multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu as well, lending the Scroll of Seals to do so, though he did warn Sume that Naruto is only allowed to learn the multi-Shadow Clone Jutsu from the scroll while supervised, and that they would be monitored while the scroll was in their possession, as extra protection against potential theft. Once she obtained permission, the next day she started teaching Naruto. And unlike with the basic clone jutsu, Naruto took to both versions of the shadow clone jutsu easily, only taking 3 days to learn the standard shadow clone and 2 days to learn the multi-shadow clone. However, after he learned both, Tsume warned him not to teach either of them to another person, saying, "The shadow clone jutsu is dangerous because it takes a high amount of chakra to use, far more than most genin or even chunin have. The multi-shadow clone jutsu is even more dangerous in this regard, to the point it's considered forbidden. If you try to teach anyone else either of these, it's likely that they would die of chakra exhaustion," which is a warning Naruto took to heart. On the day of the graduation exams, Naruto managed to pass both the written and practical exams, albeit in last place, and he left with his own forehead protector, as an official genin of Konoha, Oromaru beside him. When he came home, the clan celebrated both his and Kiba's graduation, and the night passed quickly, with the howling of Ninken and the bustle of a party filling the night sky. As the celebrations started to wind down, Naruto picked up Oromaru and left to his room, content to let the others finish without him, having decided to turn in early to prepare for the team assignments tomorrow. As both of them got settled into bed, he whispered to himself,
"I made it! I'm one more step towards fulfilling my dream."
And he fell asleep with a smile on his face. As the sun rose into the sky, Naruto dashed out of the compound, Oromaru hot on his heels. As he dashed to the academy, with Kiba running alongside him, Akamaru tucked safely in his hood, the two managed to make it to their classroom with a few minutes to spare, and sat down to wait for their team assignments, trying to guess who they would be paired up with. After several minutes, their teacher, Iruka, entered, his arms and neck covered in bandages, which caused all of the students in the room to give him worried looks, and whispers filled the room. Iruka, who didn't acknowledge his former class's attention, started to talk about how teams in Konoha were divided. "Each of you will be put into teams of 3, which will be led by a Jonin. Teams have already been arranged with the Jonin sensei already assigned." As Iruka started to list out the teams, Naruto started tapping his fingers on his desk, impatient to learn who he was assigned with. After a few minutes spent watching the other genin file out of the room in pairs of 3, he heard Iruka call out, "Team 7 is composed of Naruto Uzumaki, Sasuke Uchiha, and Sakura Haruno, led by Kakashi Hatake. Team 8 is composed of Kiba Inuzuka, Hinata Hyuga, and Shino Aburame, led by Kurenai Yuhi. Team 10 is composed of Ino Yamanaka, Shikamaru Nara, and Chozi Akamichi." Naruto was annoyed to be put on a team with Sasuke, but figured that the Jonin sensei assigned to them balanced it out, as he knew of Kakashi's reputation in passing from Tsume. As he watched the newly minted Team 8 and Team 10 leave with their own Jonin sensei, he also remembered that she would often rant about how late Kakashi was to anything not urgent, and let out a loud groan, and slumped down in his seat, ignoring the looks from both Sasuke and Sakura, and resigned himself for a long wait. Thank you all for indulging yourselves in all this information thus far. I hope you enjoyed it. Now, there are a few more things that I'd like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, if you're in the mood for some great storytelling, We the Celestials has got you covered. Our We the Celestials My Hero Academia and Naruto What If channels retell the stories of their namesake anime with a twist. Check it out if you're interested. Secondly, on behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank everyone involved in the production of today's awesome content. Their details can be found in the description below. Lastly, if you're interested in what we do here at We the Celestials, then I'd like to extend to you an invitation to join the team. The only caveat being that we only accept members of 16 years and up to join the crew. You can sign up for whichever category fulfills your interests by joining the recruitment Discord using the link in the description below. We're always looking for members to join us. Well, that's it from us for today's video. Thank you all for watching and have a great day.